Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2021 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship Team Belarus.
Switzerland and Belarus. Konstantin Shostak will get the start for Belarus. Belarus and Switzerland here at the 2021 IIHF World Hockey Championship. Leonardo Giannoni will get the start for Switzerland. At the other end of the ice, it will be Konstantin Shostak, who stopped 5 of 8 in Game 1 against Slovakia and has not seen any action since. As Belarus in a must-win situation, and yet Dave Tomlinson, when you look at their lineup, I'm not sure that they look at it as a must-win situation and that they still have a chance to get in.
They have some North American-born players who are good offensive weapons and not in the lineup. Their offensive defenseman Nick Balin isn't playing. Francis Paré isn't playing. Their best goaltender Danny Taylor isn't playing. Shane Prince isn't playing. As Belarus ices the puck on first touch, and so it's a curious roster makeup for a team that has to win to have any sort of chance to move on into the quarterfinals and needs other teams to beat other teams and other teams to split points and everything like that. But this doesn't seem like the game that you handed to your youngsters, and yet they have. Danila Klimovic gets into the lineup for Belarus.
Mikhail Zakharov, the head coach of this Belarusian team, played World Junior Championship in 1981 for the Soviet Union. Went on to spend a lot of years in Minsk. Hinkle gets taken to the backboard, sends the puck around, kept in at the blue line by Berchi. Christoph Berchi will play it in behind the net, taken by Sherway, centers in front, Berchi scores! Christoph Berchi, 36 seconds in, and Switzerland a 1-0 lead.
It was a heavy forecheck on Henkel behind the net that caused a loose puck. Henkel was injured, but stuck with it at the front of the net, couldn't defend. The puck was moved around behind the net. As Henkel is struggling, the defenseman, it gets moved back to the point. It's sent back down to the corner. A nice play to move it right out front. The first shot is stopped, and Berchi is there for the rebound. Sherway puts it to the front. Herzog with the offering off the pad, and Sherway is a part of things. Berchi opens the scoring.
Switzerland still chasing top spot. And the easier of the schedules, when you look at Sweden, certainly Switzerland, next game is Great Britain after this game against Belarus, so favored in both matches that they have left. Sweden has Slovakia and Russia. So Sweden has the toughest road of the teams that are trying to nail down a quarterfinal spot. Timo Meier gets after this. Timo Meier gets sandwiched and gets knocked down. Rafael Diaz at the right point, played it to the front of the net. Shostak down, gets a left pad on it. Timo Meier taken down again. It's been a rough spot there for Timo Meier. Gets up a little slowly and makes his way back to the Switzerland bench. Cadola takes it off the sideboard, it's knocked away from him. And Andrus Ambuel finds some room. Ambuel tees it up short side. Shostak makes the glove save and hangs onto it.
Confident stop there by Shostak, the 21-year-old who split last season in the Russian minor leagues and had a couple of games in the KHL. That first goal by Switzerland is exactly the tonic that they needed after being beaten 4-1 by Russia in a game that they stuck with the Russians, but they just couldn't find the back of the net.
Kurashev sends it back at the blue line. Siegenthaler lets the shot go wide, short side. Rebound caroms around the boards, and Alatalo will chase it back into his own end. Played up at center, Ambuel from Siegenthaler. Plays it through for Nico Hischier. Hischier cuts to the middle of the ice, lets the shot go. Good save. Shostak snares that as Nico Hischier going from his right to his left.
Talked about it before the game started, how Switzerland needs to get pucks towards the net. They were being too selective in their shots. They're trying to paint the pretty picture. They get a rebound goal already. Nico Hischier, one of their better goal scorers, cuts to the middle, gets it towards the goalie. If they keep this up, it's going to be a busy day for Shostak. We see for Belarus that they have lost their defenseman Henkel that was hit in the opening shift as a part of that Swiss goal.
Hunter Sander gets to center, floats this into the Belarus zone. Solovyov will play it all the way back down the ice. Giannoni will play it off to the corner, and then Mosier will spin it in behind his own net for Lofel. Lofel's pass up the middle ends up on the stick of Sienkiewicz for Belarus. His pass goes nowhere. Corby will drop it back into his own zone. Belovic ran into Preplan, and it's cleared up at center ice. And now offside called against Switzerland at the line.
Lineup change for Switzerland, and head coach Patrick Fischer not really pleased with his team in that Russian third period where they couldn't get anything going. He brings Preplan back into the lineup and puts him on the top line, or one of their top lines, with Hoffman and Corvi. And Dario Simeon, who plays together with Hoffman in Zug, is a healthy scratch. So trying to get the attention of the team, and they've been more direct here in the opening minutes.
Well, they've lost to Sweden and lost to Russia. Two teams that coming in, they would probably look at and say, all right, if we want to be in the top, we're going to have to beat those teams. And they will get another chance in quarterfinals by the looks of it. Rafael Diaz lets the shot go. That's turned aside. Christoph Berchi, the goal-getter in this game, takes it behind the net. Berchi to the forehand, swings it through the paint, comes back in front, and Lisovitz back in the lineup after getting injured in game one. Will send it down the ice, and an icing call against Belarus.
It's a great feeling when the other parts of your lineup can get some offense early in the game, and that's what happened with Patrick Fischer starting a line that is no more for forechecking and taking the body. His fourth line was Sherway, Herzog and Berchi, and they did just that. Took the body, created a loose puck, got it towards the net, got a rebound, scored a goal. It's a gritty goal. We talked about that. They want to have pretty goals. They get a gritty goal.
Cole Perfetti has Canada up on Italy 1-0. Perfetti got their last goal of their last game. Chipped off the boards, and Siegenthaler will clear this up at center. Timo Meier throws that all the way back to the left point, and Siegenthaler brings it in, delayed offside here against Switzerland. Timo Meier's back out after having a tough shift. And there's a long shot in by Komarov, and then Komarov, who is one of the more aggressive Belarus players, takes a bit of a shove and then gives two back.
Komarov, that's what he does. Feels stirred up. The hits that he makes are always right on that line. And so he's going to be the energy type player for Belarus. Siegenthaler was at the front of the net and protecting his goalie. Those two run into each other.
KHL title in Omsk for Komarov. Here's Meier on the bench. Nico Hischier giving chase in the corner in his own end. He got spilled, tied up there with Kadola. Antonov is after it on the far side. Antonov, the Extra League Defenseman of the Year 3 times. Platt, the only North American-born player in the lineup for Belarus. Longtime KHL player, 600 KHL games for Jeff Platt, born in Toronto. Andrew Sambiel plays it in behind his own net. And Untersander on the regroup. Plays it in behind his own net. Alatello. Back for Untersander. He'll leave for Enzo Corby. Corby pulls away from Klimovich, the youngster in the lineup. In across the line, Corby, and he tried to dish it off. And then he got spilled. Kostitsyn goes cross-ice. Klimovich pulls it back, fires it wide. Klimovich eligible for this summer's draft, coming off a very good U18 tournament in Texas.
He was with Belarus, who lost in the quarterfinal to Russia as Corby knifes his way up ice. Here's where I'd like him to shoot, right there. But instead moves it across, and nothing comes of that for Danila Klimovich. Had 6 goals, all on the power play for a Belarus power play that went 8 for 25, finished 6th in that tournament. Of course, Canada beat Russia 5-3 for the gold in Frisco, Texas.
Geiser out of the corner. Tried to play it up for Joel Vermin, ends up back in behind the net. Rafael Diaz plays it back for Geiser. Slowly through center, sends it through for Preplan. He'll deflect it in, head to the bench on the change. And Ilya Sienkiewicz will circle back for Belarus. Plays it on for Stefanovic. He'll send it in, the Toronto Maple Leafs draft pick. Played a couple games for the Toronto Marlies. Back at the line for Felkovsky. And he'll dump this in behind the net. Stefanovic to the front of the net, and the puck came there, and we have a penalty coming up as Siegenthaler is going to go to the penalty box for taking down Big Protash.
Hold.
Mikhail Zakharov behind the bench of Belarus. Spent some time in North America, 92 to 96, mostly in the Colonial League. So a power play for Belarus. Belarus power play 2 for 13. 15.3% in the World Championship. And Switzerland's penalty kill could use some work as well. They've killed 8 of 12, 66.6%. Kadola will wind his way to the line. Kadola being watched, dishes it off. Platt sends it back for Felkovsky, back for Platt. Plays it around the boards for Klimovich. Danila Klimovich to the line for Kadola. Klimovich in his second game, but did not see any ice time in the first game that he dressed for. Deflected off, out, and Felkovsky will take this all the way back in behind his own net.
Well, Belarus is going to change up their entire grouping except for Felkovsky. He's got the big shot back there in the point. 6'9", he can lean into it.
Sharon Govich with some speed, hits the line, dishes it off. For Stefanovic, tried to get it back, and down the ice this will go.
Well, Stefanovic, you talked about the Belarus power play with 2 power play markers. He has them both. Had a 5-on-3 goal against Slovakia and then a goal against Denmark.
Forced up at the line, down low, Giannoni comes across. As it was a down low 2-on-0 with Komarov and Stefanovic. Stefanovic has it, pokes it into the slot area, jammed away by Krzysztof Berchi. Berchi 56.2% in the face-off department coming into this game. Shot from the left point from Lisovitz never got through. Controlled on the far side by Sharon Govich. The shot to the front of the net. Stefanovic looking for that far side off the left pad of Giannoni. Stefanovic another shot and another save, and then out of the box is Siegenthaler trying to break free. 2 shots on that power play. Siegenthaler trying to center it. And it comes onto the stick of Protash, and he'll play behind his own net.
On the penalty kill, the Swiss forward Sherway lost his stick and so was defending without it. And then Giannoni lost his stick and made that last save stickless.
Kostitsyn will come in. Kostitsyn and Lofel battle for a loose puck. Comes back at the line. Znakarenko for Belovich. Back for Znakarenko. He'll go cross ice. Antonov with the long wrister turned away. And Switzerland now back on the offense. This gets played around the boards by Mosier. Timo Meyer waits for it. Spins off a check. Tried to redirect that down for Sven Andrighetto. Back it across for Komarov. Komarov forced to the outside by Alatello. Lofel picks up the chase. Comes back at the line. Solovyov will play it back down low. Lopachuk is on it. Lopachuk centers and into the slot, and taking a little bit too much time to get the shot away was Drozd, who got ejected from the last game because of a major penalty. Lopachuk tied up in behind the net. Puck came to the side of the Swiss net. And Leonardo Giannoni will pick that up with his blocker hand, and we'll get a face-off.
Stefanovic with the 2 power play markers coming into this game is looked upon to be a finisher. The right-hand shot gets it from Komarov, but this is off Giannoni's skate and off the base of the net. This is the ref's view of it. The 2-on-0. Oh, so close.
Rafael Diaz will play this for Geiser. And Geiser starts up the ice. His pass for Gregory Hoffman is a misfire and an icing call against Switzerland.
These 2 teams last met in 2018. A 5-2 loss by Belarus. Jeff Platt scored in that game. Switzerland also beat Belarus in 2017 at the World Championship, 3-0. Their last win, the Belarus team against Switzerland, was in 2014, a 4-3 victory.
Kadola and Corvi in the face-off circle. Corvi wins it, 54.6% in the face-off department coming into this game. Hoffman after a loose puck. Hoffman with 4 goals in this championship. 6 points for Gregory Hoffman. The 4 goals is tied for second best in the World Championship. Liam Kirk leads the way with 5 from Great Britain. And for Gregory Hoffman, 21 shots on goal coming into this game. Leads Switzerland in that category. Sven Andrighetto has 16. Timo Meier has 15. Stefanovic will drop it back for Sharon Govich. He lets the wrist shot go. And Leonardo Giannoni will make the save and hang on to it. 1-0 Switzerland. Igor Sharangovich of the New Jersey Devils, the captain of this Belarus team, leads them in goals for and points. 2 goals, 3 points, tied with Kadola, who has 3 points as well. Cleared up, jumping in is Stefanovic to intercept that pass. Herzog will play it behind his own net. Janis Mosier sends it up on the left side at center. Sherway plays it rink wide. Herzog goes in after it. Herzog to the backboards. Velkovsky plays it around. And Protash will play it through for Stefanovic. He was looking far side, and Giannoni makes another save. Stefanovic has had a couple of looks in this game.
2 of the 3 shots that Belarus has in the game have come off his stick.
Hunter Sander. Get the feeling that after that opening early goal, 36 seconds in, that Switzerland had just taken their foot off the gas here?
Yeah, I thought that they were, after getting that opening goal, it would be going after more, but it just seems they're kind of going through the motions here. Their forecheck has been better. They've created some loose pucks, but they haven't created those pucks towards the goaltender to make him work.
Lisovitz out with a long shot, blocked away by Giannoni. And now Lofel will snap it up at center. Timo Meier will play it in. Kadola's there to break it up for Belarus. He'll play it around for Znakarenko, and he'll save down the left side boards and all the way back down the ice, and an icing call against Belarus.
The Swiss defense have been aggressive trying to keep pucks into the blue line, but they've missed a couple of them. Lofel there, but it goes down for icing. Earlier, Hunter Sander had pinched, and that allowed the pass to get to Stefanovic in for a chance coming down the left wing.
Troy Stetcher has Canada up 2-0. Canada in a must-win-out situation. Platt will send this in. Alatalo will go back for it. Here in Group A, Slovakia with 12 points, Russia with 12 points. Hischer tried to get that to the front of the net, turned away. Switzerland with 9, so a regulation win by Switzerland in this game. They jump back into a first-place tie with Russia and Slovakia. They would have played one more game. This is game 6.
Quite the visual for this Belarus line that came on the ice. They all jumped on the ice, started skating towards the blue line, and then all backed off. And that's what they do. They'll back off and allow the opposition, in this case it's Switzerland, but it's happened in every game, but just like that, where they're backing off, and then hoping to stack and be better defensively.
Kurashev back to the blue line. Mosier plays it back in behind the net for Priplan. Solovyov is there for Belarus, got tied up, gets some help from Belovic. And then Belovic gets stripped of the puck. Mosier with the wrister through traffic, and Shostak takes that one up high.
That's the play. Get it back to the point, get it through. Need it a little bit lower or more to the blocker to create a rebound. Belarus, the forwards, they don't really come out higher than the tops of the circles unless it's about to be a shot, then they'll race out, but they stay very compact, very close towards their own net. And it's up to Switzerland. You talk about getting to the inside because Belarus pushes everything towards the boards. They give you the outside. They won't over chase, if that's a term.
Yeah.
Good.
Shot off the face-off by Hoffman, and Shostak makes a save. So Shostak, who had a rough outing in game 1, led in 3 on 8 shots, played 11:02, and has not played since. Gives up an early goal here to Berchi, but has settled in and has made a number of good stops. Lopacek with the shot. Right pad save made by Giannoni. Back up the ice through center. Noah Rod will play this in. Gregory Hoffman chases it down on the far side. Back for Noah Rod. Rod gets tied up with Yeremenko. He'll get it back at the blue line. Geiser with the shot. That doesn't get through. Gets it again. Plays it to the corner. But a good defensive read there by Vladislav Yeremenko, a Nashville draft pick. He'll play it up for Lopacek. Lopacek will send it back into his own zone. Lopacek way back in 2010, captain of the Belarus U18 team. Znakarenko will take a bump on the play from Herzog, but send it in deep. Alatello on for Berchi. Berchi plays it through. Here comes Sherway. Sherway to the line, takes it wide, puts on the brakes. Sherway trying to squeeze by Znakarenko does. Sherway with an assist on that opening goal. Along with Herzog, Berchi had the marker, and now a penalty coming to Belarus. So Switzerland will go to the power play. First opportunity with the man advantage for them. And this will be sent out to center ice by Komarov. And Diaz back for it. Sven Andrighetto drops it back. Ambio will hit the line. Ambio will send it in. World Championship game 112. For Ambio as he closes in on number 1. Will not get there this year, though. Diaz back at the line. Diaz walks it in, dishes off. Andrighetto, wrist shot. And Shostak just picks that out of midair and hangs on to it.
He's had a good glove. Shostak has the 21-year-old. They've got a very young goaltending core today. Shostak, 21. Backup Kolasov, 19. There's Timo Meier with those 3 goals, and Hoffman as well. Hoffman's 5 of 6 points have been on the power play. He's got a fantastic one-timer if they can get it to him.
Face-off win by Andrighetto. Rafael Diaz on for Gregory Hoffman, lost it. Sharon Govich, short-handed. Carries in against Diaz, captain against captain. And it's off the stick and up into the netting, and we'll get a stoppage in play.
That's an example of the Swiss maybe not being as sharp as they need to be. A mid-afternoon start here in Riga. an opponent that they know on paper they're better than, they're faster than, they should be smarter than as well with the puck, and Hoffman just double clutches, and Sharangovich gives, or at least takes what was given.
Back-to-back for Switzerland, coming off yesterday's 4-1 loss to Russia. Out at center, this gets sent in by Kurashev. He'll go after it, plays it back to the blue line. Alatello settles it down, sends it on for Corby. Corby circles, plays it back at the line for Alatello, and back for Enzo Corby. Shot to the short side, there was room, and he missed it, glove side. Hischier goes after it, trying to jam it loose in the corner. Znakarenko off his stick to the near side, centered in front, and Kurashev couldn't get a stick on it. Back for Alatello. Plays it down for Lofel. In behind the net for Hischier, back for Lofel, up top Alatello. Corby takes the pass, walks it in, spins it back for Alatello. And now the shot to the short side by Hischier. Shostak the save, trying to get this pads together to block it, can't. But it's slammed around the boards by Jeff Platt.
Rebound, but good job by Belarus and their defense to keep it away from the Swiss.
Hunter Sander across the line, plays it in. Berchi goes in after it. Berchi gets it to the front, lets the shot go. That's turned aside. Herzog back at the line. Hunter Sander goes cross ice, long wrist shot, and Shostak snares another one and hangs on.
Belarus with their defense, all they're doing is cross-checking Swiss players out of the eye line so their goaltender can see it. Hischier with the one-timer, it's off the left pad and then sticks near the goaltender. Shikovic making sure that it's not easily converted. It's Nico Hischier, captain newly named of the New Jersey Devils for this past hockey season.
Henrique and Comtois have scored for Canada. It's 4-0 over Italy in that game. So Canada off to the start that it wanted. Here the shots are 10-9 in favor of Switzerland, and a 1-0 lead. Herzog in tight, and Shostak another save and holds.
This line's been good. Sherway, Berchi, and Herzog, who combined for the opening goal of the hockey game just 36 seconds in for Switzerland, and they play a basic game. They can all skate, they get into the forecheck, take the body, try to free up a puck. They read up each other well, so if that puck is freed up, someone else can swing by and do something with it. They get that shot towards the net.
Taken in behind the net by Giannoni. Tries to play it up the boards. Velkovsky is in. Grabbed off by Timo Meier. Meier in across the line. Odd man rush. And Sven Andrighetto puts it right back over to this side and right under the netminder, and it doesn't go in. Timo Meier blasted, rebound, score. Joel Vermin will put in a rebound, and Switzerland with a 2-0 lead.
After what should have been a tap-in goal by Andrighetto on the 2-1 play, Swiss work to get the puck back, fire it towards the net, bounces off some bodies, and Vermin is there. Meier on the 2-on-1. He's going to hold and feed it hard. Andrighetto pushes it right through the blue paint. Shows the goaltender, Shostak, diving around. Meier gets it back. Hits a skate or two and lands right on the stick there for 83. Fortunate bounce, but hey, you got to be at the front of the net if you want to score. Vermin puts it in for a 2-0 lead.
Correction, Mangiapane and Henrique scoring for Canada to make it 4-0, along with Troy Stetcher and Cole Perfetti. Taken at the blue line by Anders Ambuel. He'll send it in. Battle in behind the net. Nico Hischier is up with it. Hischier trying to spin away from Evgeny Lisovets. Hischier trying to jam it back to the blue line. Klimovic, the 18-year-old, into the pile, trying to get it out of the Belarus zone. Belovic plays it back into his own end, but Ambul jumps on it. Tried to get it down low, and Antonov breaks it up and sends it all the way down the ice, and an icing call against Belarus. $1:16 left to go in the opening frame.
Switzerland looking for offense from other parts of their lineup, not just the big name guys like Meyer and earlier with Hischer and Khrushchev. Nope, they get the first goal from Berchi, his first at the World Championship this year, and then the second goal from Joel Verman, his first at the World Championship. So shot in the arm offensively for the Swiss team.
Sweden and Slovakia, our second game of the day in this building, as the preliminary round starts to wind down. 2 more games tomorrow, 3 on Tuesday. It's another triple header. And then Wednesday's an off day. Thursday is quarterfinal day here in Riga. Lofel holds this in. Klimovic takes it away from him and plays it back inside the Swiss line. Taken at center by Lofel. He'll play it in. Dodged the check there from Drozd. Klimovic, or rather Sienkiewicz, will play this up the boards. On for Komarov. Komarov will chase it down. Komarov in the corner centers, and a sharp angle shot there by Drozd. And Leonardo Giannoni will make the save and hang on to it, and that may have caught Giannoni in a spot with not a lot of padding. Hits him a little slowly.
There's the opening goal for Switzerland. Then Meyer, the one we just saw, bouncing around off Falkowski under the stick of Verman in front of the net. So both their goals, because there's pucks bouncing near the net, either rebound or otherwise, and players there, that same line that opened the scoring has been creating opportunities, and Verman is able to help out with that one, playing with Andrighetto and Meyer.
Berchi plays in Lausanne, which, along with Zurich, were supposed to be the host cities of the 2020 IIHF World Championship, but that did not happen as COVID came full force in March. Basically shut the sports world down. 5 seconds left to go in period number 1.
Giannoni will hold on to this one. Last 2 years with Zug. They won the championship this past year in the top league in Switzerland. His record over those 2 years with Zug, 48, 15, and 5. The 6-foot tender had 7 shutouts over those 2 years. He wins. He wins games.
Corby will take this face-off. Came into the game winning 35 of 64. And he wins another one, and this gets played out at center. First period ends.
The Swiss score early and then late.
Shots 13-10. Switzerland up by 2.
Outside there, thank you. Sticks down in the ice and I'll be showing the park. Go, 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 go! Hey, guys! Hey! Hey! Whip! Hold. Out, good. Yes, come up. Good.
Leonardo Giannoni stopped all 11 shots that he faced. Konstantin Shostak at the other end of the ice stopped all 13 that he faced. And Switzerland with a 2-0 lead as we get set to start period number 2. Falkovsky, 6 minutes and 25 seconds. Ilya Shinkevich, 6:21. Stefanovic had 4 shots on goal for Belarus. On the other side, Roman Untersander, 7:04 minutes played. Enzo Corby, 6 of 8 faceoffs, and Christoph Berchi, 4 of 6
2
faceoffs.
goals for Switzerland in this hockey game. One came in the opening shift. Rebound in front, past the glove. And then one of the last shifts of that first period, a shot that deflected off 2 Belarus players and to the front of the net for a minute to put it past the glove as well. In spite of that, I think that the goaltender has had a strong glove when he's set, but when he scrambles, that's the spot to get it past him.
Herzog off the boards, puts it behind the net for Berchi. Berchi trying to play it back at the line. Protash knocks it away. The former Prince Albert Raider. Protash trying to whip that to the front of the net, looking for the captain, Sharon Govich. And out to center ice it comes, off the stick of Sharon Govich. Herzog is on it, plays it through, and Berchi will send it the rest of the way. Lisovitz comes near side. Antonov for Komarov. Lisovitz back into his own end, puts it off the boards. And another injured player for Belarus as Grosz doubled over, makes his way to the bench. They've already lost defenseman Hinkle. And Rigetto scores. Sven Andrighetto through some traffic finds the far side, and Switzerland up 3-0.
Like the first period, they strike early. Andrighetto waited for the traffic to get there, coming in from the top of the circle on the left side, and then chooses where to put it, past the glove. Puck doesn't get deep initially, and it's turned over there. Andrighetto waits and then goes far side. Timo Meyer in front of the net, and Shostak's game is over. He was pulled in his opening game in 11 minutes and 2 seconds, allowing 3 goals on 8 shots. This time he allows 3 goals on the 14 shots that Switzerland has taken. And Zakharov, the coach, puts in his other goaltender. That is Alexi Kolasov.
Alexi Kolasov was the goaltender back in 2019 when they won the D1, or finished second in the D1 qualifying event to advance to this championship. His numbers there were 1.49 goals against average and a .930 save percentage. 9 games played with Dynamo Minsk, where he will play next year. That's the book on him. Kadola back in his own end. And Grosz getting all sorts of attention over at the Belarus bench.
Some incidental contact at the offensive zone blue line for him. He ran into a Swiss defenseman as the play was coming into the zone up ice, and doubled over, left arm, holding it close to the body.
Down low for Nico Hischier. If you're into numbers 83, 85, and 88 have scored for Switzerland. So Janis Moser, number 86, has to be next. 89, Fabian Heldner is not in the lineup, so I don't like his chances.
So it's 80s night here in Riga.
Turned over, in from the line, Kostitsyn, and a short side try goes off a stick and wide. Kostitsyn tracks it down, plays it back at the line, and the wrister from Znakarenko, that went wide. Pitched off the backboards and up for Gregory Hoffman. Hoffman will put on the brakes inside the line. Hoffman gets taken down there. He and Klimovich go to the ice, the 18-year-old. Siegenthaler sends it on, and Lofel will play it in. Short side try for Ambuel. And Kolasov sees his first shot since coming in. And he'll hang on for a faceoff.
Nice feed to the front for Plan to try to get it past the goaltender. He stands his ground and makes the stop. Kolasov, Minsk, as you mentioned, also played for the Servistol Sharapovets in the KHL. Sharapovets is midway between St. Petersburg and Moscow, slightly east.
That is where Shostak will play as well. Played some games there this past season. Sent out at center ice. Alatello will send this back all the way around the boards. Sharon Govich is there for Belarus, takes a bump from Berchi. Sends a long pass up at center for Protash. Protash will drop it back. Lisovitz on the backhand will shovel it in. Giannoni will play this on for Alatello, through for Berchi. On for Sherway, odd man rush with Herzog and the cross ice pass. And Solovyov got the stick down to break that up.
Swiss are at their best when they're able to gain the line with the puck. They don't like to dump it in very often, like to attack with speed and in waves, and they're getting going here.
Komarov after it in the corner. Timo Meier trying to knock it loose. Sharon Govich is on it, but his pass back to the line picked off by Timo Meier. Timo Meier puts on the brakes, takes a look. Timo Meier slap pass into the slot for Andrighetto. Misfired on the first attempt. And then it's cleared away by Solovyov all the way down the ice. And another icing call here against Belarus.
Joel Vermin has been involved offensively. Here's the shot from Meier that goes off two Belarus defenders. And at the front of the net, you want to score, hang around, there you go. And Vermin was able to move it over to Andrighetto for him to put it past the glove. And that was the afternoon for Shostak. Kolasov comes in.
Hischier in the corner after a loose puck. Hischier gets tied up there with Sienkiewicz. Siegenthaler in from the left point. Down for Timo Meier. Siegenthaler trying to get it back in behind the net. Or Kurashev rather, with that swing around. Back to the blue line it comes. Lofel plays it back deep in behind the net, and Solovyov will pick it up and pitch it down the board, down the ice.
And this is starting to look like what the Belarus team did when they had the 2-1 lead against Denmark in the second period. Just kept icing the puck, slowing the game down. But they're down 3-0. I think, well, they're not really going to help themselves out if they're just going to throw it down the ice. There's a chance for Corby to test his face-off prowess against Sharon Govich. Hoffman always ready to shoot.
Up for Komarov. He'll get the center ice and send it in. Hunter Sander back forward. He'll leave it for Janis Moser. Moser prays it up for Plan, and Moser's stick comes flying all the way to the near side. Enzo Corby trying to get away from Kadola. Corby plays it back at the line. Rafael Diaz the shot, and we have a crease violation, and we get a stoppage in play.
Diaz has been the captain of this Swiss national team for the last 4 years. As Komarov just tries to take the body, and we mentioned it earlier, you have to keep your head up when he's out in the ice. A lot of things that he does are close to penalties. He's already had a major in the first game against Slovakia, thrown out for a late hit. That pretty much explains the way he plays.
In behind for Demkov. Demkov had 3 goals in that D1 championship where they advanced along with Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan went undefeated, and Kazakhstan has made some noise here at the 2021 World Hockey Championship, trying to fight their way into a quarterfinal spot, and sitting in 3rd spot over in Group B. Finland leads the way with 13 points, USA 12, Kazakhstan 10, Germany 9, Latvia 8, Canada winning its game over Italy with 6 points, so Canada's gonna need some wins. There's a chance to the short side. That got blocked as Lofel walked into it. Siegenthaler puts it back in behind the net for Herzog. Herzog on for Siegenthaler, back at the line. And Rigetto throws it to the front of the net looking for Kirsch, or for Verman. Got away from him, and this will be picked off by Demkov, and he'll pitch it back out to center ice. Lofel right back in for Andrighetto. In with Timo Meier. Andrighetto's shot. That got blocked by Elisevitz. Comes right back to Andrighetto. Down for Timo Meier. Meier puts on the brakes. Meier pitches a backhander in tight for Andrighetto. He'll circle. Puts it to the front of the net looking for the stick of Timo Meier. To the near side it comes. Verman with a bump. Mosier holds it in at the line, but only briefly. Belovic had it, lost it. Andrighetto back in for Verman. And cleared right back out by Znakarenko and brought right back in by Verman. For Andrighetto. Andrighetto again looking for that glove side. Kolasov got a piece of it. Andrighetto back for Mosier. And Mosier's blast is blocked and held. 3-0 Switzerland.
Good, 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 good. Up, up, up.
This game has been physical. There's been some players shaken up, most of it on the Belarus side of things. Again, Belarus minus a number of regulars for this game, as Kolasov will hold on to that. No Nick Balin, no Francis Perret, no Danny Taylor, no Shane Prince. And what you will notice with those 4 is they are all North American born players that are not in the lineup. Not sure if that's part of it or not. German Nestorov and Dmitry Korobov are banged up for Belarus, not in the lineup. Taken at the line, long floater there by Geiser went wide. Alatalo will send it back down low. And Sienkiewicz will play it. And this will get banked off the boards and cleared out by Solovyov. And now right back in for Kurashev. Kurashev to the line. Sends it down low. Solovyov puts it in behind his own net. Takes that return pass from Sharangovich. And Solovyov will carry it in. Solovyov forced to the corner. Gets all tied up there. He goes down along with Siegenthaler. Wraparound try. And a save made by Giannoni. And now Siegenthaler's going to get Protash away from the side of the net.
Stefanovic had that chance, trying to slip it under the left pad of Giannoni, who gets down before that puck gets to him and is able to seal it off. I think personally Danny Taylor is the best goaltender that Belarus has at this tournament, and he's played well in the games that he's played. Stopped 25 of 26 against Slovakia, had the shutout against Sweden, and 22 of 26 against Great Britain. But I'm not running the Belarus team. Nick Balin's their best offensive defenseman, the top 5 scorer for defense in the KHL this past season. He's not dressed. Pare has a resume of scoring goals. He's not dressed. Prince also has a resume of putting up offense. Again, not in the game.
Jeff Platt is the only North American-born player in the lineup for Belarus. Jeff Platt came over in 2008 to Minsk. Here comes Hoffman with a shot, and that's up off the right shoulder of Kolasov.
Good job by Hoffman to keep his legs moving. Had an option to put it to the front of the net, instead off the shoulder of the goaltender. So Kolasov's 19, Shostak is 21. Klimovich is the 18-year-old who's in the lineup and draft eligible in 2021 and will go early.
Sergei Kostitsyn, who did not play last year, is in the lineup. You wonder if his international and hockey career isn't coming to an end for Belarus. He sits 3rd overall in points. Alexi Kolasov is number 1, followed by Mikhail Grabovski, and then Sergei Kostitsyn. Alatello back into his own end, getting chased there by Dowd, or rather by Demkov. Rafael Diaz will play it up. Joel Verman trying to catch up to it, can't. To the line and no further for Antonov. And Klimovich will play it back into his own zone. Lisovitz sends it down the ice. In with a bump was Kostitsyn. Back up the ice for Sven Andrighetto. Andrighetto pulls up inside the line, puts this in behind the net. Znakarenko had it get away from him. Rafael Diaz will hold it in. And now Znakarenko will try it again. Plays it up at center for Kostitsyn, and he'll whip it in. Rafael Diaz turned over. Almost a steal in behind the net there by Klimovich.
Yeah, he read that the right way, and trying to go D to D behind the net. He pounced on it, but just bounced off his stick at the last moment before he could do a wraparound. I keep my eyes on him in this game. He's got some young energy. I've seen his quick release already. Very quick player.
Eligible for this summer's NHL draft. Solovyov looking for a return pass as he headed for the slot. Never did get to him, and Andrus Ambuel will play it on. Ambuel out there with Kurashev and Nico Hischier. Puck comes loose and cleared up for Stefanovic off his stick. And Siegenthaler will send Hischier away. Hischier's pass goes off a skate. Ambuel follows up on the play. Ambuel carries into the Belarus zone. Plays it in behind the net. Hischier got tied up. Puck is grabbed off by Kurashev. Kurashev looking for Meyer off the right pad of Kolasov. Ambuel has lost his stick and goes to kick it for Nico Hischier, but Sharon Govich will take the puck on for Sienkiewicz. His pass doesn't get deep. Almost a breakaway up the middle for Noah Rod, but he couldn't handle it clean enough. Back to the line for Untersander, on for Mosier. Shot to the front. Noah Rod tried to redirect that with his skate or get it out of the way. And a save made by Kolasov. Corby back up for Hoffman. Gregory Hoffman can skate. There's that speed, goes cross ice. And in a little deep for Untersander. Corby on it, down to the goal line. Played back across, in front, tap in, goal for Gregory Hoffman. His 5th of this World Championship. And Switzerland now up 4-0.
That's one of the prettier goals you'll see. Hoffman starts all of this on the zone entry. Like he wasn't going to be denied. Corby was a part of things as Hoffman comes in with speed, puts it all the way across. Corby's going to hold on to it. Sticks with it, down to Hoffman, back to Corby, back to Hoffman, in the net. Sometimes overpassing doesn't work. This time it just looks really nice. Hoffman with the finish. 4-0, Switzerland.
Switzerland looking to jump back into a first place tie in Group A. There's a shot, and Giannoni will glove it and hangs on to it on the short side as that comes off the stick of Jeff Platt. Face off to the right of Giannoni. Great numbers back in 2019 at the World Championship for him. 1.99 goals against average, 9.38 save percentage. Numbers a little higher in this championship than what we normally see from him, but has been perfect so far in this game.
I wonder how big his trophy room is, because Giannoni has won a lot of Swiss championships, as this is a nice stop by Kolasov. Giannoni won the Swiss championship this past season with Zug. He also won it in 2017 and 2019 with Bern. He won the silver with Switzerland at the World Championship in 2018. Originally, he was playing in Davos, where he won a championship in 2015, 2011, and 2009. So if he's in your net and you are a Swiss hockey club, chances are you're going to the final and you're going to hoist the trophy.
3-time Swiss goalie of the year is Giannoni, so plenty of hardware for him to look after. Hunter Sander plays this back in behind the net, 4-0. Switzerland with the lead. In for Belovic. Belovic gets it on for Klimovich off his stick in a hurry. And a good save there by Giannoni.
34-year-old Giannoni, 34 in August. Makes it look easy at times. His concentration level's off the charts. In a game like this where he's not really that busy, just 4 shots this period, it's 15 overall that have come his way. A lot of it is the concentration level. There's long stretches of time where he's not busy at all.
Angelo Michelli has scored for Italy. It is 4-1 over in Riga Arena. Pelkovsky back in behind his own net, played up the boards. Ambuel breaks it up, sends it on for Kurashev. Kurashev twisting and turning, trying to lose the checking of Lisovitz. Lisovitz wrapped him up, brought a reaction from the Swiss bench. Belovic gets to center ice no further. Klimovich now takes a solid jolt, and Klimovich has gone down. Here comes Andris Ambuel, and play whistle down as the 18-year-old is down in front of the Belarus bench. And Znakarenko over to talk to the referees. The officials are Tobias Bjork of Sweden and Mikael Nord of Sweden. And the linesmen are Andreas Weiss-Kreuer of Denmark and Emil Jeltinen of Sweden.
It was Kurashev with the hit. Klimovich was facing his own bench and knocking the puck back to his own side. And when Kurashev went to initiate the check, Klimovich was turning, so Khrushchev finished with the body check, kept his stick down, but forced him into the boards. And what happened is Klimovich, the top half of his body bent over the boards. It's almost like something in the stomach or the ribs as he's getting worked on at the bench. Also looks like a wrestling move.
So the officials are going to have a chat. I didn't see anything that was, if anything, Klimovich kind of turned into the check coming.
If Klimovich doesn't turn, then he probably hits the boards hip first and he's fine. And the problem is he's facing his own bench, and so he gets bent over the dasher.
Right there you see him turn.
So I mean, you could technically say, okay, he's hitting from behind, but Khrushchev had committed to the hit before the turn, and he's handling the puck. So for me, if they do call a penalty, it's only because he got hurt. That might be the obvious thing, but I mean,
correct.
If he skates away, we're still talking about the play that's going on. And we've seen a bunch of the Belarus players being hit in this game. The opening shift, Henkel against the backboard. So the Swiss, it's not like they just decided to start hitting now. They've been doing it through the game. So the conversation continues with the referees. And Rafi Diaz, one-time NHLer, is getting the explanation. I had some nice interactions with Diaz. He's only a Vancouver Canuck for 6 games. I did color for the Canucks on the radio for a handful of years, 7 to be exact. And so on road trips, you start to talk with guys that don't play every game, but he was with the Canucks for a 6-game stretch, got traded to Vancouver, then traded away to the New York Rangers.
So both captains in on the conversation, and now the officials will go over and have a chat with,
I think there's going to be a penalty,
the Belarus bench.
Because they got the face-off puck inside the Swiss zone. That's not where the play was when things went awry. And so Khrushchev's going to the penalty box. The fact that he's going to the penalty box means it's not a major.
So it's a checking from behind penalty that is called, as you pointed out, only because the player was injured.
And called very infrequently unless it's really bad. We don't wish any ill will to Klimovich, but youngster there just gets hit hard against the boards. So the power play goes to Belarus.
So it's 2 and 10.
Yeah, Khrushchev has gone for the next 12 minutes, and Hoffman will serve the 2-minute portion of it.
Now in this game, it's probably not going to matter. It's 4-0 in favor of Switzerland, but Stefanovic will play this in behind the net. A couple of power play goals for Stefanovic in this World Championship for Belarus. Back at the line, Lisovitz, near side, Sharangovich. Sharangovich walks in, save made Giannoni, rebound cleared from the front of the net, punched away by Siegenthaler. Played back down low by Lisovitz. And Untersanders after it, first on the puck, plays it up for Berchi. Berchi will make sure it gets outside the line. Good puck battle there with Protash. And played back for Lisovitz. He'll drop for Sharangovich. On for Komarov. Back for Stefanovic. Back for Komarov. At the line for Lisovitz. Power play for Belarus. Second power play of the game, and a pass off the stick of Protash. Sharangovich back into his own zone. Plays it on for Demkov. Back for Sharangovich. Pass was too far for Komarov, and Mosier trying to deflect it out. And play gets whistled down with 4:38 to go in the period and 35 seconds left in the power play.
Talk about Komarov in this game. Just one of these guys that will each and every time take the body. Klimovich back out on the ice as a part of this power play that's going to feature 4 forwards and Stepan Falkovsky, the defenseman, Big guy wearing number 7.
Sweden and Slovakia, our next game here, and then 2 big games tomorrow with regards to the standings. Czech Republic and Denmark will meet. Ouch. Shot to the front. That hit Jeff Platt. Some friendly fire there.
Can't be happy about that.
Nope.
Trying to block a shot, instead gets it off the ankle, and Platt is going to make his way to the bench, but that right leg is dragging.
So Henkel, Drozd, Klimovich, and now Platt, all shaken up in this game for Belarus. Taken back, cleared back in behind the net. They'll be trying to find some ice. Put on the bumps and bruises. Antonov goes cross ice. Znakarenko plays it down to the side. Belovic with the shot to the short side wide. Antonov will hold it in. Siegenthaler went down in the corner. Kostitsyn is after it. Siegenthaler breaks it up. Kostitsyn, the former Montreal Canadian and Nashville Predator, on for Lopachuk. Lopachuk lost the puck battle there with Enzo Corvi, and Corvi will clear it down the ice. Antonov will take it back into his own zone. Znakarenko goes cross ice. Cleared in by Antonov. Siegenthaler waits for it, slaps it around the boards for Timo Meier. That pass gets intercepted. Protash the shot that didn't get anywhere. Lopachuk is after it, tried to play it backdoor looking for Sharangovich. Switzerland back at full strength, and Siegenthaler behind his own net for Alatello. For Timo Meier, and Meier will bounce this in, and Sienkiewicz is on it for Belarus. Plays it out to center ice. It skips away from Protash. Alatello on for Sven Andrighetto. Andrighetto has a goal in this game, back for Mosier. 20-year-old Mosier on for Timo Meier. Meier's pass didn't get anywhere.
A couple of giveaways by Meier in that shift. One was costly to Protash in the top of the slot. Big slap shot never made it through. This game's kind of gotten a little bit sloppy for both teams.
Well, and if you're Patrick Fisher, the head coach of Switzerland, you don't want any bad habits to kind of creep into the game.
Well, you want to make sure you're not like Belarus, that you're having guys that are getting injured as this game goes on.
Challenge for Switzerland might be to base your game on what's above you, not what you're playing and what's below you, because the next game for Switzerland is against Great Britain. That'll be on Tuesday, the final day of the preliminary round. There's a penalty now coming to Komarov, as his physicality will get him to the penalty box for 2 or less.
Yeah,
Enbuel sends this one to the front.
A lot of players like making a nice pass. This guy likes making a nice hit.
Switzerland will go back to the power play, and this is 2 and 10 as well for hitting from behind. And young Klimovich is going to come to the penalty box. Boarding is, nope, checking from behind. That was on Kurashev. This one is boarding.
Swiss power play gets to work. They've got 9 power play goals through the tournament. They get them in bunches. 4 against the Czech Republic, and then 5 against Slovakia. What will they do here?
I was ahead of my time when I said that Comtois had a goal for Canada. He now does. It's 5-1.
Well done.
Pani and Brown with the assists on that. 5-1. Canada has the lead. Here Switzerland goes to work with the man advantage. Timo Meier sends it for Ambule. He'll play it up top for Diaz. Diaz for Andrighetto. Andrighetto turns, plays it back for Diaz. Down low it goes for Gregory Hoffman. Timo Meier in front of the net in a battle there with Lisovitz. Andrighetto fakes the shot. Plays it back for Rafael Diaz. Diaz winds up, doesn't fire. Andrighetto backdoor looking for Hoffman, and he didn't get all of it. And then Kolasov will jump on the loose puck, and the battle in front of the net between Meier and Lisovitz continues.
Yeah, those two are battling heavy and hard. They'll get taken to the penalty box. Lisovitz not wanting to back down at all, and at the tail end after that save was made by Kolasov, Meier had enough. There's a battle in front as Switzerland moves it up to the outside. Meier now gets engaged with Lisovitz. Didn't like that, and so they go after each other. Meier gets put down first and gets back up swinging. Hoffman trying to add to his totals.
So they'll go to the penalty box. Komarov did not like the call on his and was still banging the penalty box boards when the referee came over to call these penalties. Pulled back at the line, Alatello. And this comes over to an open side. On it goes for Sharon Govich. Sharon Govich stopped there by Romain Lofel, and back up the ice now for Corvi. And off of his stick and down the ice it goes, and that will be the end of period number 2.
Well, Switzerland will start with the power play in the 3rd period. They've got a comfortable lead, and that's how the game's gone so far.
24-16, the shots in favor of Switzerland as Belarus into its 2nd netminder.
Good, 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 good. Up, up, up.
Good job, eh? Go, go, go. Easy, boys. Easy, boys. It's a good battle. Go, go.
Hey, hey, hey! Both. Go sit.
Bernardo Giannone has faced 16 shots. He has stopped 16 shots. Switzerland has had 24 on a combination of Alexi Kolasov, who came in to replace Konstantin Shostak after it went to 3-0. So Sergei Drozd, who was injured earlier in this game, is back on the ice for Belarus. Komarov will head back to the penalty box.
Here we go, here we go.
Finish serving the remainder of his 2 and 10. Philip Kurashev is in the box serving his 2 and 10. And Meyer and Lisovitz are in there serving their roughing minors. At the line, Lopachuk ran into his man. That is cleared back. Alatello on for Nico Hischier. Hischier slows it down, drops it back for Enzo Corvi. Corvi on for Hischier. Hischier across the line, puts on the brakes, sends it to the corner. Alatello back at the line. Corvi has won 8 of 11 faceoffs coming into the third period. Been a tough night for Sharon Govich, who has the puck now, clears it down the ice. After 2 periods, he had won 3 of 14 faceoffs. That was it. As Berchi and Corvi lead the way for Switzerland. So Klimovich back out there after getting shaken up and serving the minor penalty. Comes back at the line. Antonov will send it back down low. Protash is after. Lofel's after him. Send it into the high slot. Corvi is there to break it up and plays it back into his own end for Lofel.
I've played in games like these where you're up going into the third period. You realize you're better than the opposition. And the biggest thing you can do is communicate with your teammates. There's going to be some big hits still in this game, and you have to alert the guy that's out in the ice that you're with. If somebody's coming, your head up, get moving, those sorts of things. Been a couple of hits that the Belarus team have thought are a little bit over the line, and then they themselves have had some real physical plays, so it has had its fair share of heavy hits.
Hunter Sander will take this back into his own end. Second on Swiss team for ice time. 13 minutes and 13 seconds after 2 periods. Jonas Siegenthaler at 13:26. And Belarus will finish the tournament Tuesday against Russia.
Another game where they'll be overmatched, and it'll be interesting to see what lineup they present, as most of their North Americans that now have a Belarus passport aren't dressed for this game.
Noah Rod at center, sends it on, and Nico Hischier will steer it in. Ambule goes after it, plays it around the boards. Noah Rod getting elevated in the lineup in the spot of Kurashev, who is in the box serving the remainder of his 2 and 10. There's a wrister and a glove save by Alexi Kolasov, and he'll hang on to it.
When Belarus is playing to the best of their abilities, their defense do a very good job of not allowing people to the front of the net. There's a lot of cross-checking involved to keep players from getting there or moving them out with those cross-checks, but it's subtle enough that it doesn't get called. When they get into trouble, it's when their energy level drops, and it seems to, and has for most of the games that they've played, where for whatever reason they just the snooze button gets hit for a bit, and next thing you know, the game's gotten away from them.
They lost their first game 5-2 to Slovakia, but Shostak gave up 3 goals early. They were down 3-0 by the 11-minute mark of the opening period, and after that they hung in there. Came back with a 1-0 win over Sweden as Danny Taylor had a 32-save shutout. And Nesterov got the only goal for them in that third period. He's not in the lineup. It came 33 seconds in. Timo Meyer sends this into the slot for Gregory Hoffman. Hoffman turns. Hoffman plays it back at the line. Hunter Sander the blast. And getting taken down, Znakarenko. takes Verman down in front of the net, and Verman may be fortunate that he never got hit with that shot from the line.
Shot came off the stick and kind of fluttering. Verman ducked for that, and then Znakarenko took the opportunity to continue through with a cross check and then the fall on the player move.
So then Belarus lost in overtime to the Czech Republic. So they were 1-1-1, and they had 4 points in the early going of the championship, and heading into a part of the schedule that they should be able to handle, and that's where it kind of went south. They lost 4-3 to Great Britain. They were down 4-1 in the third, came back and poured it on. They outshot Great Britain 22-7 in that third period, but Danny, as close as they could get was 4-3, and then went up against Denmark and lost that game 5-2. They were up 2-1 after 2 periods, and Denmark had 4 unanswered in the third. So those are the 2 games where it all kind of went south for Belarus.
And then they enter this game, giving up the first goal 36 seconds in, and the next goal by the Swiss is with 2 minutes to play in the first. And then to start the second period, another early goal by Switzerland that chases the original starter, Konstantin Šostak, who faces 14 shots, allows 3 goals. And they've never really had a handle on this game, Belarus.
Interesting with their coach, Mikhail Znakarenko. He coached them back in a D1 tournament way back in 2004. They won that tournament and moved into the main group, and then Glenn Hanlon came in the next year to coach them at the main tournament. And here it is a number of years later, and back in behind the bench for Mikhail Zakharov. Berchi carries in, wrist shot by Berchi. Kolasov got in front of that.
Mentioned Glenn Hanlon, he has the distinction of coaching not only the Belarus national team, but the Swiss national team, and also the Slovak national team.
Played around the boards. Back to the blue line it comes. And you were a teammate of Glenn Hanlon's.
Oh yes, in the 1990 Goodwill Games in Tri-Cities, playing for Canada. Ended up losing to Sweden in the bronze medal game. I got hit in the face with a puck. Good times.
And still have the souvenir to show for it.
I do, as a matter of fact.
And I'm not talking about the puck.
I don't have the puck. But when I went in, they carried me off the ice, or I was helped off the ice. And when I was in the medical room to get stitches, the doctor said, oh, there's part of the decal on your cheekbone. So they have to get rid of that and then get the stitches going.
To the front of the net it comes for Andrighetto. Andrighetto puts it back in behind the net. Taken by Timo Meier. Meier's shot turned aside. Remember the doctor's name? I wonder if it was the same doctor that was our team doctor when I was there with the Tri-City Americans.
I'm not sure, but just to finish the story, a teammate of mine had come to watch, Phil Von Stefanelli, who had also played in the NHL as Belarus comes over the line. So after I got out, I walked into the arena to summon him from the stands. I gave him a wave. Well, the crowd thought I was waving to them that I'm okay and started giving me a standing ovation.
Well, there you go. That was nice of them.
Yeah.
Cherengovich tied up outside the line. And the puck flipped back into the Belarus zone, and Sergei Kostitsyn will go back for it. Lisovitz will take the lead pass. Lisovitz carries into the Swiss zone. Tied up in the corner, puck comes loose. Siegenthaler trying to bat it away. Siegenthaler, initially a Washington draft pick, traded to New Jersey. Felkovsky starts back on for Demkov. Demkov couldn't get anywhere. Felkovsky leaves it. Lisovitz will drive it out. Herzog breaks it up at center. Herzog plays it back into his own zone.
When a player gets attempted misconduct, he has to wear a medical mask in the penalty box. So both Komarov for the Belarus and Khrushchev are wearing those. They'll both be in the penalty box for a couple more minutes each. There we go, for Kurashev to be able to come out.
And that will be part of the protocol starting Tuesday when they let fans into the building, that masks will be required. There's a whole bunch of other requisites that you will have to follow to come in to be a spectator at this World Championship.
In this building here, they will allow 1,058 attendees.
Played up. Andrus Ambiel will get it out at center. 51 points for Ambiel in the World Championship play. There's a penalty coming up, another hit from behind, and a power play coming up for Switzerland as Sienkiewicz will go to the penalty box. Patrick Fisher in behind the bench for Switzerland, has his team up 4-0. They'll have to get through the rest of this game, and then their final game will be against Great Britain. Great Britain will not advance, and Belarus had an outside chance of carrying on, but that's not going to happen here, down 4-0 with 12 minutes to go. Belarus, of course, was supposed to be a co-host of this championship along with Latvia. Minsk and Riga were supposed to be the two host cities. And then with all the political unrest that is going on in Belarus, that got moved to Riga, and using two buildings here, the entire championship here. Belarus did host back in 2014, and it was a terrific tournament back then when things were much quieter. Good save there by Kolasov.
Swiss will continue with their vaunted power play. They like to work it up high, and then they have one-time options at those tops of the circles.
Third power play of the game for Switzerland. Corvi into the slot. It gets away from Kurashev. Alatello is on it. Sends it down low for Hischer. In for Corvi. Corvi plays it back for Lofel. Lofel lets the shot go. Rebound. It was there for a split second for Corvi. He didn't get enough on it.
I whacked at it with a backhand, and it just fluttered to the goalie.
Alatello back for Corvi. Cross ice shot off the side of the net from Lofel, looking for his third of this championship. Back in front. Another shot and a broken stick there by Kurashev. Corvi trying to play it back for Alatello. On the ice now is Hoffman. And Hoffman's shot, that got blocked by Lisovitz and cleared down the ice, and Lisovitz felt that one.
He's not going to leave the ice.
He was on his way, and then when it started to come back up the ice, he put on the brakes, and now he'll make his way back to the bench. Diaz drops it back for Ambiel. On for Andrighetto. He'll pitch it across for Gregory Hoffman. Back for Rafael Diaz, the captain of Switzerland. Andrighetto, Hoffman, Diaz turned away by Kolasov. Meyer with the wrist shot, and Kolasov takes that one up high and will hang on to it.
Good puck movement by the Swiss here. Lofel does have a one-timer power play goal. There's Corvi not cashing in. Hischer as well. Khrushchev digging around for that. Goalie loses his stick, and then this nice passing play hits the outside of the net from Lofel.
Slovakia, Sweden is our next game in this building. And Sweden has itself in a predicament of 6 points. And Sweden will need a victory. Hunter Sander carries low. Backdoor play, right pad save, power play is over. Hunter Sanders on it, plays it back at the line. So back to full strength for Belarus. Herzog wrapped up in the corner. Tried to play it back at the line for Hunter Sanders. Sienkiewicz will chip it past him. And Mosier will chase it down into his own zone. Mosier takes a bump from Belovic, stays on it, has the puck. Into the back half now of the third period. Berchi hits the line. Berchi opened the scoring. 36 seconds into this game. And this one slips in and being held by Kolasov. 9:32 left to go, third period here in Riga. Face-off will be in the Belarus zone. Belarus does not have a shot on goal here in the third period. You go back to the start of the second period till now, the shots are 24-5 in favor of Switzerland. Geiser to center, sends it around the boards. Khrushchev is after it, trying to get it on for Ambiol. Taken by Sharon Govich. He'll play it up at center, ends up on the stick of Protash, drops it back. Solovyev takes a return pass, tried to knife a backhander through. That didn't get on the netminder Giannoni. And Switzerland will control. Geiser on for Nico Hischier. Hischier hits the line for Khrushchev for Ambiol. As Hischier got knocked down in front, Solovyev, and Hischier goes back after him. Sienkiewicz back for Solovyev. Near side for Jeff Platt. Platt will take it back into his own end. Belarus will finish the change. Komarov standing up in the penalty box, starting to stretch. His 12 minutes is now over. And the door opens and he leaves the box.
Keep an eye on him. All that pent-up energy. He takes the body at every turn. Join his teammates across the ice. Belarus, because they don't really take any sort of offensive chances, when they get behind in a hockey game, they're not going to back into it. They don't give themselves the chance offensively to get back into hockey games when they're down 2 goals. They don't change the way that they play. They still back off. They still look to counterattack, but you can only counterattack if you upend the puck in the neutral zone. But if you allow them to skate like this, they'll just come in and you'll be spending the entire game in your own net.
Meyer slips it back for Vermin, and he finds the back of the net. Third point in this game for Joel Vermin. And it's now 5-0.
That's an example of being passive in the neutral zone. The speed of the Swiss, they're dangerous on the rush and on the entry. Pass to the middle. Vermin puts it to Meyer. Back to Vermin. Back in the net. That's the 5-0 goal. Two guys at the front of the net as options for Switzerland.
And if this was Montreal, they'd be singing, hey, 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 goodbye.
They would. And there are fans in the building that had a chance to sing for Montreal's last game.
Correct. Overtime win for Montreal. Kotkaniemi with the overtime winner. Tied up in the Switzerland zone on the far side boards. Taken through center by Corvi. He'll lift a backhander in. Noah Rod goes after it, plays it around the boards. Back to the blue line it comes. Rod heads for the front of the net, but the puck is cleared out through center by Komarov. Hoffman pitches a backhander up for a Lofel. Lofel spins it down low. Corvi is on it, plays it back, and then gets it back for Noah Rod. Hoffman back to the line. This skipped off the stick of Lofel. And he'll scamper back into his own end. Plays give and go there with Gregory Hoffman. 5 goals in the tournament for him. Nice feed back for Berchi. Berchi takes it wide on Belovic. Berchi puts it behind the net. Broken up there by Solovyev. Sherway races to a loose puck, gets it back for Diaz, sends it down low, deflected away by Solovyev. On it is Herzog, tried to get that for Sherway, but it's intercepted. And Klimovich gets it out the center and hits to the bench on the change.
That line started things offensively for the Swiss. Excellent start to the hockey game. Strong forecheck, created a turnover. Berchi scored 36 seconds in, but Sherway was a part of things, and Herzog too. Some of the workers for the Swiss team getting on the scoreboard early.
Kurashev takes that pass from Hischer, tried to get that through, it was blocked. Ambul on the loose puck, trying to get to the forehand, can't. Stefanovic lays it on for Sharangovich, through for big Protash. Protash trying to come in, lets the shot go. And a save made by Leonardo Giannoni, who has not been very busy here in the third period. Sweden and Slovakia next up in this building. Finland and Latvia in the other building tonight. And a big game for the standings in that one as well, as Latvia has slipped back to 8 points. Finland has 13. And Latvia will have to leapfrog Germany and Canada, as Canada will go on to get a regulation win against Italy. Bob Hartley, champion with Omsk, coaching the Latvian squad. Gregory Hoffman after it. Hoffman sends it around the boards. Corvi had it slip away from him. Antonov is on it. Jams it out to center ice. No room there for Kadola. And back in for Gregory Hoffman. Hoffman dishes it off at the line. Timo Meier takes it to the backboards. Around for Rafael Diaz, under 5 to go here in this one. Diaz will play it back at the line to Andrighetto, get it back. Meier with a reverse hit. And down goes Solovyev, who now gets up and comes right back at Meier. Seeing more and more of that reverse hit.
Yeah.
Not sure I'm a fan of it.
The Peter Forsberg special.
Lopachuk all wrapped up there with Sven Andrighetto. Andrighetto couldn't get a stick free. Sienkiewicz will get it to center and rattle it in. Giannoni will leave it there. Geiser will play it on for Diaz. And Herzog carries it in. Herzog to the front of the net trying to find Andrighetto. Didn't get to him, and Lopachuk. Belovic stripped of the puck. Felkovsky back at his own end as Belovic then runs some interference and takes Berchi out of the play. Drop back for Kostitsyn, in for Lisovitz. Poke check there by Giannoni, and now another penalty coming up as Giannoni smothers it. And a hooking penalty coming up. And a power play coming for Belarus.
Klimovich that close. As Belarus is able to get it towards the goaltender off the rush. Giannoni makes a couple of stops, and Mon Undersander will go to the penalty box on a hooking call.
Klimovich looking for his first World Championship tally.
Coming in there, getting off the backhand toe of the blade towards the net. There's Klimovich on the rebound, wearing 90. And the reverse hit, Dennis's favorite.
You've seen guys come up with the shoulder on the reverse hit, and now you're running a chance of getting the pursuer up high.
Yeah. It's hard to call a penalty with the guy who has the puck.
Yep. Stefanovic gets it to the front of the net. Protas took a whack at it. Ends up in the corner, and on the loose puck is Siegenthaler, and he'll play it all the way down the ice. Lisovitz back for it with Nico Hischier after him. And Lisovitz in his second game after getting injured in game 1. On for Komarov, back for Stefanovic. Lisovitz waits for it at the line, gets it from Sharon Govich, lets the wrist shot go, save made. Big Komarov right in front. No rebound there, and we'll get a face-off again in the Switzerland end of the ice.
Giannoni's numbers at this tournament, not what he would normally like to have, as a goals against of .398 and a save percentage of .842. Those numbers are going to skyrocket after this game if he continues to keep the 0 up on the board for his squad. Hasn't faced a lot of shots, though, coming into the period, just 16, and Belarus is trying to add to that. They are up to 19. This is power play getting away from them as well.
Siegenthaler back into his own end, and Diaz will hammer this all the way down the ice. The face-off will come all the way back with now 2.5 left to go here in the third period. Switzerland will jump to 4-2, 12 points. Jump back into a tie for top spot with Slovakia and Russia. Switzerland will have played one more game. This is game number 6 for them. And Belarus will drop to 1-5.
Yeah, that one Belarus win is going to really stick out like a sore thumb compared to everything else. They beat Sweden 1-0. They were outshot 32-22 in that game. They played a defensive style that was impenetrable for their one win. I mean, the Swedes will look back at this tournament as Hischier's coming in shorthanded.
Hischier to the backhand, tried to slip it through. Kent Herzog scores. A gimme putt for Herzog. And that is a shorthanded marker. And that will make it 6-0.
Well, all that's left is 2:17 to put this game to bed. Belarus feels the same way. Using a puck battle there. And the speed of Hischier keeps his feet moving, puts the puck ahead of himself so he race away and not get hooked at the last moment, trying to go 5-hole. The goaltender makes a stop, thinks he has it. Herzog does the rest. So for Herzog, has a helper. Earlier in this hockey game, there's a shorthanded marker for him.
Lisovitz back into his own end for Sharangovich. Sharangovich will sing it all the way cross ice, and Lisovitz will send it in. After it is Yanis Mosier. Mosier getting pressured. Lisovitz all the way down low. Sharangovich is there as well. Geiser gets into the mix. Puck squirts to the corner. Protash will play it around. Sharangovich on for Stefanovic. Gets it to the front of the net for Protash. And that shot got blocked, and his stick got snapped in two on the play. And up the ice it comes for Rod. Rod in tight. On for Verman, and that ends up in behind the net. And into the final 90 seconds.
Still a little unsure about why Belarus iced the type of roster that they did, with sitting some of their more experienced, offensively gifted North American players with the Belarus passport.
Zakharenko trying to get that to the net. Got poked off his stick, and Lofel will send it cross ice off the boards. And an icing call here against Switzerland. So face-off will come all the way back. Switzerland, after back-to-back games, lost yesterday to Russia. And a win here against Belarus. They will get tomorrow off and finish the preliminary round Tuesday against Great Britain. And Belarus will have an off day tomorrow as well. And then play Russia. And Russia expected to have a full roster. They'll go back-to-back, Sweden tomorrow, and then Belarus on Tuesday. And it's expected that Dmitry Orlov and Vladimir Tarasenko will be in the lineup for Russia. There's a shot by Berchi and a good glove save by Kolasov.
Kept with it the whole way. The Swiss come in off the line into the zone. Herzog. And when it gets to Berchi, it's bouncing puck off the defenseman. He gets it as it's landing back on the ice. Kolasov, quick left hand.
Berchi went over and had a little chat with Kolasov. Probably saying, good save, kid. Lofel plays this back at the line for Alatalo, back for Lofel. And Lopachuk got a stick on that and deflects it down the ice. Alatalo back for it. Plays it through center. This will get sent in by Kurashev. Round the boards for Nico Hischier. Ambul's after it as well. World Championship game 112 for Andrus Ambul. The World Championship record for games played is 119. This gets played back at the line. Alatalo with another shot. Taken in the corner. Kurashev trying to center it, and this will make its way all the way down the ice. And this one comes to an end as Leonardo Giannoni will pitch a shutout, and a 6-0 victory as 42-20 are your final shots.
Switzerland scored early in the first to shake Belarus early in the second to let them know they're still here, and then a couple of goals in the third to dust it off. And they go to 6-0 in this game with a shorthanded marker as well. And Belarus, a team beleaguered.
And yet it's started not bad for Belarus. Lost their opening game, and they won the second game against Sweden. But as you mentioned, they play strictly a defensive game, and if they fall behind in a game, it becomes difficult for them to get going. They did get 22 shots, tried to come back against Great Britain, made it 4-3, but that's how that ended. So we'll have the players of the game. It is a 6-0 win for Switzerland, and then we will have the Swiss national anthem.
Best player of Team Switzerland, number 63, Leonardo Ginoli. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Switzerland.
Christoph, a comfortable 6-0 win here for your team today. How did it feel out there?
Pretty good. We had a really good start of the game. Scored off the first shift. Then got a little complicated for us. I think we left our game a little bit, but last 10 minutes of the first period we were back on track, and then second and third period was pretty well.
You scored, I think, 36 seconds into the game, as you mentioned, pretty quickly. How did that just set the tone for the game?
I mean, as I said, it was a good first shift, but then we kind of let up a little bit. Maybe it wasn't the best thing to score. Maybe, I don't know, but for us, like for our line, it gave us energy. We felt pretty good right off the bat, so it was a nice night for us.
As you're sitting right now, really high in the standings, comfortable spot for the playoffs, what does this team need to work on?
I think on our consistency. We had a good first two games, really good first two games, I want to say, and then against Sweden, we didn't play our game at all. We came back the next game, but then against Russia again, we had a good game, but we couldn't score and we couldn't finish to win. So I think we gotta try to play the same game as we did today. against England, and then go to the playoffs with a good feeling.
And for your last pool play game, there's going to be fans in this building. How is that going to change the atmosphere for your team?
We already tried to have a good atmosphere, but it's going to be a huge difference. I mean, we played the whole season without fans. It's going to be exciting. We're all excited for it, so we're looking forward to it.
And then in Swiss German, how is this team feeling after the 6-0 win, and especially in a very good spot in the standings?
Sehr gut. Ich glaube, wir haben ein gutes Spiel gemacht. Vielleicht ein paar Fehler im ersten Drittel, aber alles in allem sind wir wirklich zufrieden, haben gute Energie gehabt und können vorwärts gucken. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Alexi, I know these are difficult games to play in. What's the atmosphere like on the team right now?
It's actually really bad. Like, you know, everybody disappointed. Like, we had pretty good couple first games, but after that we started like fall apart. It can't happen. Like, when you're a hockey player, you want to win, you hate to lose, and that's what happens in the locker room right now.
You're one of the youngest players on this team. I know there's a couple more, Danila Klimovic, who played at the U18s. What are you gaining from this experience?
It's actually a pretty big tournament for me. I'm so proud to be here. I had a long season, but I'm always happy and proud to represent my country on the tournaments like that. So yeah, it's really big for me. Trying my best in every shift, like try to play my game, and that's it.
And Alexi, you joined this team after winning an AHL title with the Hershey Bears. Congratulations.
Thank you.
At this point, though, in the bubble, you know, how are the legs feeling, and how challenging has this been?
It's actually tough. Changed like 3 rinks. Changed from KHL to AHL. Here it's a little bit bigger. It's actually tough, but thanks to my coaches, they helped me to get there, to get to my not the best conditions, but conditions I need to play here. So I'm trying to get better every game. So I think, yeah.
Thank you. One more question,
Thank
and
you.
can
Yeah,
you answer
for
in
sure.
Belarusian or Russian? Whichever your number one language is.
I don't care. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
I know this is a challenging loss. Just how is the team feeling?
Okay, again, do you want me to answer Russian?
Yeah.
Очень обидно, конечно, в раздевалке атмосфера очень, все действительно расстроены, все действительно бьются за команду, хотят победить, но были неплохие пару игр, начало неплохое, но затем стали рассыпаться, такого быть не должно, мы должны биться в каждой встрече, не допускать глупых ошибок, и я думаю, тогда могло бы все гораздо лучше, но мы должны двигаться дальше, работать, и у нас осталась последняя игра, и ради болельщиков, ради фанатов мы должны сделать все возможное, чтобы закончить турнир на позитивной ноте.
Thank you.
Thank you.